Hello again, a very warm welcome and greetings from Turkey to the rest of the world, because the world is here, from Australia, from US, from Bali, Romania, Russia, everywhere. We've got partners from our teams with us today. Have a happy new year, and it always starts with a kickoff. We're kicking off into a new era, and we've of course prepared for this. So what will time bring? Which generations will be affected? And we will kick off today with an overview what the world is all about. Andrea, welcome, and a welcome to all of the other speakers. And thanks very much that you're taking time out of your busy schedule for sponsoring. So thank you very much. And it's going to be super. Well, I'll kick off then with the theme of health. I'm Andrea Thums, and I've been with Life Plus for over 20 years now. And I have many focal themes, but my focal theme is health, and everybody knows that. And with health, most people think of our body first. But health, there's so much more to health than a healthy body. It also requires community, because we are simply social creatures. We need a network to feel all right. Studies show that when people are lonely, just like in the lockdown, then show that many people show unhealthy behavior, that cortisol levels are up, there's stress involved, and this, of course, has far-reaching consequences for the blood sugar levels, high blood pressure, and everything else. It doesn't do us good. We have to be in a community, and this is why I'm all the more delighted to have so many of you with us today, and that we work in a community where we support each other mutually, and not only across down lines, but also across borders and languages. I think this is great. This is a fantastic step. But the same about financial health. I don't know anybody who can stay healthy in the long run if he or she faces financial troubles. This is impossible. And right now, many people face major problems with their finances, because they're losing their jobs, because the jobs are offshored, because the stores are closed, and many depend on this. And this is really a major problem. It shows that we have to not only focus on one plan A, but also on a second income, so that I can make money to feel all right. Where can I make money in the future? And there I'm so happy again that we are celebrating our kickoff today to be able to show that we are working in an industry that is growing. This is probably one of the few industries that is still growing, because we can work online without any major losses. And furthermore, we are busy in this area of health that is so interesting for so many people. And this is why I'm very happy that we have a great tool, a great network that is growing on a global scale, not only in Germany. And this is why we also have French, Italian, Spanish, and English interpretation. Unfortunately, not everything worked out today with the languages, but we will actually follow this up. But okay, let's talk about health now. This is what I said. I have some good recommendations for you. Physical health is actually menaced by many objects. It is not only financial security and isolation, but in fact it is also bacteria and viruses that attack us. But one word that has not been mentioned in the press, but is all the more important, is our immune system. And it helps us more than all of the plastic walls, the droplet guards and masks of the world. Our immune system is what keeps us healthy at the end of the day. The innate, but also the specifically acquired immune system. What can we do now in order to strengthen our immune system and mobilize it? Well, there's some recommendations. First of all, drink lots of water, 2 to 3 liters per day. And I'm so happy that we have a water filter, so that we don't have to taste the water, that we can enjoy a quality water. then it is very important to exercise, to move. Best is outdoors and in nature. That's even better. Doing sports, exercising helps us, supports us, but make sure you choose the right place for sports so that adrenaline is actually released and that our immune system, our unspecific system works even better then. Sleep is so important. Sleeping well and regularly is so important because the immune system is really ramped up and finds it easier to fight bacteria and viruses. And fighting stress, it's up to us, of course, through lockdown. We're all facing stress, the stress of being isolated. But doesn't isolation start up in our brains? Can't we overcome the lockdown in our heads and link with people also by Zoom or make a telephone call and maybe once in a while meet somebody? Yes, you can do that. And the main thing is high quality, healthy nutrition. This, of course, includes all of quality foods, but also nutritional supplements. Minerals, for instance, so that we're in an alkaline state, vitamins. And these vitamins should not be harvested in the green, but in the ripe state. Then trace elements, lactobacteria, fiber, all of these things. And all of this is today found not very easily when we go shopping, but they're all included in our daily. We always are told to eat in a colorful way. This helps us, and in daily, all of these colorful foods are represented. And I'm so happy that I can work with a company that actually takes this into consideration, that actually combines the products exactly the way they exist in nature. Because in an apple, there are 150 different ingredients, not just vitamin C or calcium. An apple contains everything. And these phytozyme bases that Life Plus has obtained a patent for ensures that all of the vitamins and minerals actually end up where they are needed in our cell, in my immune system. And special products that you, of course, need more today would definitely be vitamin C. Over the last few days, I've sucked the zinc boost because I was really flat in my bed and I'm fit again. Zinc boost is important. Vitamin D is important. But apart from that, of course, the basic products, take them and you will feel great. And with this, I would like to hand on to the next speakers because we have a colorful bouquet of speakers, not only speaking about health, but also speaking about how they actually celebrate health, the financial health, the community health. And one of the speakers that I can announce is Yannick Weiler, a 2-star diamond in my team, lives in Switzerland. A very warm welcome, Yannick. Hello to everything. Thank you very much, Andrea, for the beautiful words. And you can hear me all right? Yeah, everything's fine. Okay. Andrea already said I'm Yannick. I live in Switzerland. I'm 27. And I am enthused by this concept in general. I was allowed to grow up in Costa Rica. I was born in Switzerland, but then lived for 8 years in Costa Rica. There I had a wonderful childhood with surfing, with sun, with beach. And through my parents' decisions, I returned to Switzerland aged 14, 15, because this was the last opportunity to be integrated in a career, to learn the language. And when I was there, I realized that many things were different from Costa Rica in terms of the mentality, people's attitude. And for me, I knew from the outset I somehow have to regain the liberty that I enjoyed in Costa Rica. Back then, I didn't know how. I, of course, completed my college. I did a training as a carpenter for 4 years. And right afterwards, I knew, okay, say, this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. My idea about life is different. And I was simply looking for possibilities how to regain the freedom that I had felt in childhood. And when you're looking for something and you want to have something, you send out this signal, then you find avenues and possibilities. Back then, aged 21, I was introduced to this concept, and I thought from the outset, well, if only half of this is true, then this is the best I've ever heard about. I could never imagine working up to 65 or now 70 for my generation towards a pension payment and to still then live my dream. I want to do this at an earlier stage, and this is why I'm so grateful that I was able to know about this concept. Now I'm 27. Andrea already said it. I have gone for 5 or 6 years with Life, and I'm very thankful for the way my life has changed. I can really say I have the freedom that I wanted to have, and my theme today is continuity and why it is so extremely important, especially in this business. Back then, aged 21, 22, I decided I wanted to do it, and I knew that I had to develop along the way and that I had to be persistent. Today, through our training in college, we are we're geared to immediate gratification. So this means we do something and then want to have the gratification. We want to have our salary after a month's work. But here we're living in a concept that needs continuity for a longer period of time in order to see results. And this is the part where most people are not persistent enough and lose patience. For me, today, 2021 continuity is the most important thing because, again, it's January, early of the year, the best time to plan the next year, 21. And it is very clear that we should plan this year with persistence. We shouldn't think about what we can do in 2 or 3 months and the energy we can invest to really go big. No, we should think what we can do for 12 months until 22 on the basis of months and weeks and days, and then actually follow this rhythm. We all know I have no kids. I don't have many of the obligations that you face. But I think, nevertheless, that for us, life means that we have to strike the right balance, that we actually can constantly build our business as a sideline. And this takes discipline. And this is what I keep telling my team time and again. Try to find out what you can do on a weekly basis and simply go for it. I also experience this. We have a very young team, and the young people join quickly, but they also leave quickly again. And when they arrive, they work for 2 or 3 months, and they can't see the results right away, and then they leave the system. And this is why continuity is so important to me. I tell people time and again, you need 3 to 5 consistent years in the system to be free. That's the fact. And why is it that so few people do it? Well, my message to you, try to see how you can plan this year constantly with continuity, with your upline, and then go for it. Great. Andrea? I'll hand back the floor to you. Thank you. Yes, I can actually hand on, or you can actually hand on to Marvin, the person that you're collaborating with. Yes, exactly. I'm all the happier that I can actually hand on to Marvin now, because with Marvin, I've been traveling for years now. He was the first person that trusted me, and for 5 or 6 years, we've actually embarked upon this journey together, and I can still remember remember. We were together in Bali 4 or 5 years ago and simply lived. We served and we shared our visions and dreamed. And funnily enough, I'm in Switzerland now, and Marvin and Chantal are in Bali, and they're actually joining us from Bali. And he's going to tell you more about the concept, what's possible. So a very warm welcome to Marvin. Well, thank you for this great introduction, Yannick. I hope that you can hear and see me, because they're using bamboo for the lines here. Max is really making me very nervous because he's actually watching me and interpreting very well. And thanks at this point to the interpreters. You're doing a great job. So for me, I'm Marvin, 28 years old. For those of you who don't know me yet, I come from Switzerland, as you can probably still hear a little. I have actually obtained training as a graphic artist. This is almost 10 years ago. And it's almost 10 years ago that I worked in this job. I liked the job as such. You were allowed to be creative. You were able to link colors, shapes. There was no right or wrong. But nevertheless, every day from Monday through Friday, I sat in my golden cage and looked into a screen or at a screen, aged 22, 23. So I started pondering, is this really what my life is all about until I'm 65? And I very quickly said no, because I oriented myself, and it was very clear to me at an early stage that I wanted to travel, I wanted to serve, I wanted to see the world. I wanted to actually share all of this with my friend. I wanted to travel the world, and this is why I knew that there had to be more. But the avenue that I actually charted made me a graphic artist and bound me to 9-to-5 job. So I said, I looked around. I knew there had to be more to it, but there's always two sides to a medal. And I simply gave up my dreams until Yannick 5 years ago sat down with me at the table and explained it to me. Long story short, we got started. We saw the potential. We were still very naive and with a certain, how shall I put it, with no knowledge, zero knowledge. We got started. I was very skeptical, but I knew this concept must have something to it that can actually take me to freedom. Not only me, but also many other people. And this is why I'm sitting here with Chantal at a table in Bali in our open office. So when you hear any sounds in the background, it is because you only have 3 walls maximum to a home. And I want to inspire you to believe in your dreams. My topic here is working from everywhere. So think outside of the box. What would I do if time and money played no role, or the location was of no importance? Where would you be and what would you do? Because everything is possible with this concept. You can work from anywhere around the globe and live your dream, and it is worthwhile. It is really worthwhile to stay on the ball, as Yannick said it. I think the key is continuity and persistence. Never give up. Nothing comes from nothing. When I reflect on the past 5 years, it wasn't easy. We had our ups and downs. I think Yannick is probably grinning now. But if I said, well, it all happened overnight, no, he would laugh at that. No, there's work involved. So first work and then pleasure. But the beauty is that you can also work with pleasure from Bali. So this is why we concluded the last year very well, but now 21 is in front of us, and we're focusing on this great year with this kick-off Zoom. What I wanted to mention, I have 1 minute left. Last month, we concluded with Chantal being silver, so she became silver last month from Bali. Maybe you want to say a few words about this, how this felt for you from Bali? Well, I think now, hello everyone, I'm Chantal, and I'll be very brief. Now, at the latest, you have to understand that this can be an avenue that actually accompanies you wherever you are in this world, because you support each other mutual. I would have never been able to do it without my team, but now, at the latest, I can see that you can do it from everywhere, and that I can support you from everywhere. And the concluding remarks, as she said, never give up, because honestly, if I can make it, if Chantal can do it, and if many people can do it, then you can also do it. So believe in it, always work on it, and get closer to your targets. And now I would like to hand the floor to big mentors, Grigo and Gwen, who have always inspired us for a long, long time. I'll hand the floor to the beautiful Chile, Switzerland. Well, thank you very much, Marvin and Chantal. Yes, you from the warmth to the crispy cold. My name is Grigo Stucki. I'm 50, and I'm Gwen Stoper, 41. And we're living as a patchwork family with our 4 high-powered kids here in Switzerland. My roots, I'm a joiner as well. I learned at a very age that you have to work hard for your money. Gwen is from the IT business, and nevertheless, we opted for the same avenue. We both wanted to be entrepreneurs. Gwen, age 20, I, age 23. We both established our own companies. But we realized very quickly that we're only exchanging time for money here, and we didn't want to do that. So we were looking for more. And with this concept, we found exactly what we had always been looking for. And now we have a self-determined life where we have time and money, both of it. And this is why we think that this business is fantastic. The 2 simple words for us are simplicity and clarity. And Gwen will tell you what this is all about. It sounds so simple. Simplicity and clarity. It is simple, but what do these 2 terms have to do with our business? Well, it is easy. Isn't it the simplest thing to talk about something that you're really enthused about? Who of us has not recommended a restaurant where you ate well, or a sports product, and you recommended it because you felt this additional power? I, as a woman, I love creams, face creams, and when they produce a silky skin, and in early 40, you do realize a difference. If you apply a great cream, then the results are better. So products that are very good, that have that special something, it's easy to talk about them. And this is exactly the simplicity that helps us to do our business. Do you require time? Can everybody do it? Yes. Because when something is simple, or when something is simply enthusing or thrilling, then you simply talk about it. You do it anyway, all the time. What's important is that it has to work, and it works if you can duplicate matters. And this is what we can do here. With our tools at our disposal, it is easy to duplicate because our tools have been tried and tested 1,000 times. They've been used by so many of us and successfully applied and duplicated. We simply have to do it. Yes, this is how our own story started. It was also easy. What was before, what's now, and what will be in future. It's that easy. As an example, I used to be an entrepreneur and I exchanged time for money. Today, I'm building a big consumer network, an international network. And this gives me time and money, and this makes me happy. This is what it could look like. So keep it simple. Not too many blah, 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 not too many things. Go for the easy and the simple things, as Gwen said, because this is easier to duplicate, because everybody can do it. And then we have many tools, like 4 objects. With 4 objects, we can explain our business. This is so clever. This is so smart, because everybody's carrying 4 objects or 4 fingers that you can use. So with 4 objects, you can explain the business. If you're unaware of this, if you don't know what I'm talking about, no problem. After the Zoom, you simply take your telephone, call the person that invited you to the Zoom, and this person will explain it to you, because it is so easy, so simple to explain. The 4 objects. So we're always ready to go. And for an entrepreneur, this is really important. You don't need any PowerPoint presentations. You don't need a big folder to carry. No, very simply, 4 things, 4 objects that we always have with us. And we always have these questions coming. Oh, is it specific? Maybe people ask me about ingredients. This is not important. Again, keep it simple here, because to answer these questions, we have specialists. When we have a specific product question, then we will actually go to the Life Plus website. It's incredible. You'll find everything there. Videos, films, and you can read from specialists what the products are all about, and you can acquire the whole know-how there. This is the big benefit. I personally don't have to know that much, because it's everything there. So work with simplicity and do not try to become a doctor. You don't need that, because you should keep it simple. With the website, with the calls, we have great calls. If you want to know more, I send them a call or report. On Facebook, for instance, we have the cookbook post. Again, you've got photography, everything. You see, it's that simple. And it's so important, because when things are simple, it's simply fun. And this also means clarity. Clarity, the second big term. Are you clear about what you're saying? Clarity, many talk about it, but this is a blurred term for many. Be clear about what you want with yourself. Be honest with yourself. This is clarity. Be honest. Where do you want to go? What is your why? Why do you want to do this business to start with? Be clear about that. Because if you're not aware, you can't get started. Just imagine you're not clear about where you want to go. Do you want to see the Northern Lights, or do you want to be in Bali surfing with Marvin? Which plane should you board? What is your motivation? So be clear about what you want. What do I want? Everything else is not important, because if you don't have a clear why, then you can't get started, because you don't know which plane to board. So again, be absolutely clear in what you're thinking. Yes, exactly. Train. This is important. Clarity and simplicity are a result of training, if we apply it. So training is important, because don't underestimate this. You can't actually get started and say, it's clear, it's wonderful. No, it always has to do with talking. Not everybody is a great speaker. And everybody has his or her way of presenting things. The 4 objects, for instance, that's easy to do. But is it also easy for you? Find your words, find the way to phrase it. And you can train this, you can practice this. So please, please practice this. Practice how you explain the 4 objects. This is also to do with goods flows. So work with people, practice with people, look into your opposite's eyes, break, allow for breaks. Is the person sitting opposite you still listening? Are they asking questions? It must not be a constant flow of information, perfect presentation. No, questions are okay. And breaks are very important because maybe this break is what is needed to get the question that allows you to answer. So it's a communication, it's not a presentation, it's working together. And to me, this is one of the most beautiful things about this business because we can do something together. And if you are really thrilled with this concept and talk about it and you speak about it, then there will be questions. And this is the easiest to talk about the concept when you're interested in the person you're talking to, when you're interested in the person's situation, when you ask open questions. How are you? This is a very open question. You should be a little more concrete. How would you feel in times of the pandemic? How would you like your job? Not particularly. What do you dislike about your work? What should change? And then you actually follow along the lines. And at the end, you can probably offer this opportunity. And never forget, you can keep it simple. In summary, simplicity and clarity. Be simple in what you do, the way you present it, so that the person opposite you understands what you're referring to. As Gwen said, this is a presentation not for yourself, but for the person sitting opposite you. So watch out and make sure that this person understands what you say. The clarity of questions, for instance, so that you really know what the person sitting opposite you is interested in. So be simple and clear, because it must be duplicatable, and duplication is only enabled by simple things. And now I would like to hand the floor to my diamond, to Isa. Isa is a person who has really followed the textbook. I've never seen that before. She did exactly what I told her. And the simplicity she duplicated, but in an incredible speed. And now I hand the floor to Isa. Isa, your virtual stage. Okay, thank you. What a wonderful intro. Isa, and we live in the Greiz region, in the French part of Switzerland. We are bilingual. And in summer 2019, I actually was introduced to Gregor and Gwen because I worked in direct marketing for a few months. But I'm not a salesperson at all. Gregor actually noticed this on the first evening and explained to me that he had a completely different business that only allowed me to work instead of selling. And he felt that I can speak right away. This was fantastic because I could stay to or actually live in my personal rhythm, because I love to sleep in, so I didn't have to change. I can work whenever I want to and wherever I want to. I do not have to start from scratch like in direct sales every month. I don't have any red tape, no investment, no risk, no boss. I like this very much. And no colleagues that I had to stand, because I can choose my colleagues. And he said he would help me to build my business. Initially, I didn't understand this at all. I'm not a businesswoman. How is this going to work? But I simply did what he told me to, because he was successful with it. So I listened to all of the calls, I visited all of the Zooms, I read a few things, and then I simply did. I worked. And I actually unleashed my enthusiasm. I talked about my own health and my 22 kilos that I lost with a metabolic diet. And I promoted this in my status, WhatsApp, Facebook, because you could no longer meet personally because we were in lockdown. So I had to show my change. And this, of course, attracted many customers, all of the surroundings. But the big challenge was we live in the French part of Switzerland, and we couldn't work with LifePlus because I had no French partners. We had very few French brochures, no French Zooms. So we produced the products in French, organized Zooms in French on specific topics with the help of Gregor, but he doesn't speak any French. But Gwen helped me so much because she speaks French. And she worked across sidelines. And this, of course, strengthened my trust, my confidence in the company. So I had many product customers. But how do we go from there? Because I'm not a businesswoman, because I was to build a business. And Griege's reply was the same. Simply keep on sponsoring until you have 5 business partners. And this is what I did. What I learned from this is never stop doing it. Keep up with the setbacks, get up again and handle the no's, accept the no's. But I felt it takes a lot of time and patience. When I talk about this topic with somebody, I can't turn this person into a business partner overnight. In hindsight, I can say with my 5 bronze partners, and some are on their way to making silver, they also require time. With some, I had talked about it, about the products and concepts months before, and nothing happened for months. Some had to find out about the product of the quality of the products. Others needed a change of the situation through the lockdown because they lost income, which then turned into their why, and then only they got started. The other customer was not happy. She sent back the products, never wanted to hear about Life Plus again. I respected this decision, but since we're friends, I maintained the contact. I never talked about Life Plus again. And 6 months later, she, of course, watched me. I had gone through my second metabolic diet, and then she became curious, ordered product again, and she became a believer and a builder, and bronze 2 months later. So people are watching you, and some are only starting later because they need more time. Then another bronze partner together with her husband lost 50 kilograms. They also needed time. And one that I admire so much has so much stamina. She's working on it for months now. She has no business partners, only product customers. But she will make it in the end because she never stopped sponsoring. She's doing what we were told to. Through the bonds partners, I have 25 new business partners, which actually made me a diamond in 8 months. And simply because I simply duplicated my sponsor with lots of enthusiasm. And now I would like to hand the floor to Regine Kraft, whom I met through Andrea Thus, and who is extremely successful in Spain. Yes, thank you, Isabel. Precisely. Well, yes, my name is Regine Kraft. I've been associated with the Life Plus company for 11 years. I started in Spain. I lived with my husband and 3 kids in Spain. I'm a physiotherapist on the Spanish mainland. And like with Isabel, everything was in Spanish. So it simply started in other languages. And I did exactly what Isa has already explained. You start translating, doing Zooms in Spanish. We were a handful of people, a handful who got started on the Spanish mainland. Manuela and Paco were part of it. And that's the way we started, always bearing that question in our hearts. What do we need? My topic today is flexibility. Yes. And that strength is born of calmness, and go with the flow. Well, the theme of tension and relaxation, yes? Flexibility, this is a key topic for me. To me, as a physiotherapist, you should, of course, be physically flexible, but you should also be mentally and spiritually flexible, but also here in this business. And to me, the flexibility question always reads, what do we need? What do we need? And this is how we started back then in Spain and started to get going. This is basically like a journey, Life Plus. Well, if you're going to the beach, you'll unpack your flip-flops, or rather put them in your suitcase before you unpack them and go to the beach. And if you go climb a mountain, you put on mountain boots. And this is exactly how we handled this. The company also always proved a great help. For the Spanish area, I would like to mention our great key account, Esmeralda. Esmeralda has always been by our side, and this is how we got going. My next step over was going back to Germany, basically. What Yannick said, because of our 3 kids, we wanted to return to Germany temporarily due to their education. And there I experienced flexibility. Yet again, I have a business to go. I have my business on my mobile. I could simply move with it. How ingenious is this? Then my second orientation phase started in Germany. I thought, okay, I get to know the German community now that is so successful. How do they actually do it? Learn from them. And here, people are different. The economic situation in Germany is different. Yet, flexibility was called for. This is how I met my team partner, Romy. And Romy is a Romanian who's lived in Germany for many years. And Romy, in turn, met Clara. And Clara is Nigerian who lives in Germany. And bang, we were faced with an international challenge again, challenge with different languages. So this is what's really accompanied me here for all the way. With Clara, I mean, thanks to Clara, we very okay. I mean, thanks to Clara, we very quickly grew into 40 countries. Yeah, 40 countries. There, the topic of speed was suddenly on the table. And this feeling, wow, we can really work here around the world in global networks. And I should add here, always proving a rock of stability here have been my mentors, my upline, especially Neil and Matthias, and also the company. And the company clearly indicated to us, growth really happens here together. We can only all grow if we do it together. And we need constructive inspirations to do so. Constructive inspiration is important for the downline partner. Constructive inspiration is important for me as a sponsor. Constructive inspiration is also important for the company. And this is what the company relayed to us. We all grow, not only our downline grows, we grow. No, the company also grows into all of this growth. This is constructive inspiration, the fertilizer for joint growth here. And it went on from there. The speed that the African community delivered was really incredible. In 9 months, we had 11,000 new team partners. We grew 20 levels deep. And as I said, in every angle of the world. And we made it all happen. And again, bearing the same question in our hearts. What do we need? What are the next steps? Like packing our suitcase, embarking on the journey, always the same. And so we worked out what we needed and let the company know. And the company rolled up its sleeves and joined forces with us. Such a support from the company. Well, I can really say this is incredible too. Life Plus is also doing a very special job there and a very special company in terms of spirit too. So what about the results? The results were suddenly we had online tools such as DocuSign link. Yes, we had an online link to complete the required documents in the respective countries, the Incaricate papers in Italy, the WWI papers in France, everything completed online. Then Clara and I wondered, how do we train, in inverted commas? How do we do this with such a big team all of a sudden? And then we simply opened our daily Zoom meeting and we opened up our own university every morning. And the great term edutainment for education and entertainment, this is precisely what we offered here. We really had so much fun. And as Gwen and Grigo said, we simply did something with the people, simply worked together. And this, the same way, we're now also working on tools such as our media library. That is, we will have brief teaching videos in lots of languages, thereby guaranteeing their stability in our fast-growing teams. And that we also quickly had on hand on the button. Enabling people to act independently. And what else do we have to do there? We simply have to eat, and speak, and fun. Okay, this is what we have to do together. The digital world is really cool. Don't be afraid of it. Technology can liberate us here, and therefore always nicely go with the flow. Relaxing is simply an important thing, and stay nicely flexible. And always knowing you have a great company by your side, you have great mentors by your side, you have a super downline that is willing and hungry, so there's nothing standing in the way of growth. Gear yourselves to growth. Let it into your hearts so that we can all grow together. And now I would like to hand on to Clara. Clara has really reacted with us to this challenge fantastically fast.
Thank you so much, Regina. Thank you, everyone that are here today. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my tips on this kickoff. This is actually what has helped me throughout last year to build my business. And I'm going to share with my co-partners here in the house because we all really want to start this year, 2021, in a very good way. We have actually set goals for ourselves, and we want to see us crush this goal. And you know what? In the recent time, our network marketing business has started becoming an online business. And the pandemic also has actually affected the traditional way of building our business. No more events, no more house meeting, no more restaurant meeting or napkin presentation. So it means that this our business that we have actually built from person to person offline, the traditional way, is having a lot of issues now. So now that the pandemic has actually shown us that we need to migrate doing our business online, we don't have to continue waiting and then affecting our business. So this has actually help us, person to person has actually helped us throughout the years. And so many people here started building the traditional way and you got the success. But now, with the way the things are going, what do? We don't have to be stuck because of the pandemic. We don't have to be stuck in one place. We still want to crush our goals. We still want to continue being on business. And you know what? I am an example of somebody that started building my business online. I don't have friends around me. I am just an immigrant that migrated from Africa, Nigeria to Europe. So when I got this opportunity, I have no friends around me. So I cannot speak with my neighbors. I cannot even speak the language. So what do? Do I have to throw away the opportunity given to me? No, I realize I can utilize social media to build my business. And using social media to build my business is what everyone have to look up to now, because all the traditional way of building business is no more feasible. It's no longer feasible. So it means you have to still keep on building by migrating online. And I really want to let you guys know that I utilize this tool from September last year to July. I became a one-star diamond, only going online to build my business. And you know what? It is fun because you can actually relate with people online. You can actually make friends online. You can actually share your opportunity online. My name is Clara. For those people that don't know me, I have an African team and we have actually been building our business online. We don't have our families around to reach out to show our opportunity, or friends living around. So we are really in so many countries, but the only way we can meet each other is through social media. A lot of people come to social media on this platform of Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn to look for opportunity, to socialize. And if we can utilize this way to reach out to people, you can actually make friends and continue building your business. Honestly, there is no way I can do it. I am not technically perfect. I don't know much, but everybody here knows what Facebook is all about. We have been using it to make friends. The same tool can actually generate money for you. How? Because when you reach out to people and share your opportunity for them, what will happen? Your business will start growing and you will start having team all over the world. I have actually used this internet, and I really want to tell you that if you are still skeptical, oh, I don't know how to go online, it means you want to be stuck in one place. We are thinking about residual and passive income. And if you are not growing, your income will not keep on growing. You understand? So you need to also grow. The growth is determined by how many people that are joining your business, how many lives that you are being touched with your opportunity. So when you don't do that, when you're stuck because you cannot go online, it means the money it will stop coming. And the people that are there in your business will be discouraged because they don't know how else to meet. Since there is no more open house, since there is no more events going on. So find a way that resonates with you. It's very, very possible to do this. And that is why I said, if you still want to push and make this 2021 successful, you just have to learn how to utilize this tool. Learn how to utilize Facebook, learn how to utilize Instagram, and still build your business. The only thing that is constant in this world is change. So if everything about network marketing is changing, please be ready to change. Be ready to migrate. Don't just relax and say, no, let's wait until the pandemic is over. It will destroy the business you have built over the years, because you will not have more people to join to your team. And then the people you have already can be discouraged. They will no longer be motivated. We need to keep on motivating the team by signing up new people, by giving others opportunity to join our business. Now is the best time, because now this industry is experiencing a lot of boom. A lot of boom. All other companies out there are really out to utilize social media. And we that are having the right opportunity, if we don't go online to utilize social media, we may not save the industry, because so many scams are out there, deceiving so many people that are really hungry for change, really hungry to own their life. And if we don't come up to show people the right opportunity, which we have, it will affect the reputation of this industry. And we don't want that reputation to die. We need to sustain this industry with the right skills, with the right company, by relating with them, showing them the way that is real. So guys, let's just keep on trying our best to make sure that our business goes online. Learn the skills. It's not a difficult one. The same way you are putting down your 100 name list, the same way you are communicating and calling people, this is the same way you will do it. And you know what? Using social media platform as a tool can actually help you build faster, because you are going to have a lot of people to reach out to, and you are going to have a lot of people to grow your business with. Thank you so much. This is our business we can do in the comfort of our home, but you'll be happy to build online. Thank you.
Thank you, Clara. Thank you. Thank you for the clear words. So don't be afraid of social media. Don't be afraid of going online. The world is changing, and so are we. Now, I would like to talk about our company, because Malcolm is with us, the CEO, the European CEO. Malcolm, I would like to hand you the floor so that you can inspire us. And we're really happy to have you. Again, this is fantastic. How many companies are available to celebrate a kickoff with us on a Sunday morning? And thanks very much for being with us, Malcolm. Welcome, and I'm so delighted to be with you with my Swiss coffee mug, tip top, as the Swiss usually say. Well, thank you very much, Regina, for your kind introduction, and thanks very much to the whole leadership team for the invitation. It is a huge pleasure on a Sunday morning to be with you. And again, I want to say what a pleasure it is and exciting to share this Life Plus opportunity with so many people, and especially at these times. I think especially now, Life Plus offers a rock of stability and a beacon of hope. This is really important when you look around and see what's happening around us in this world. When we actually look back at 2020 and all of the things that happened, it was an incredible year for the reset. And as many said,
we do and say, let's do it differently. You know, we can't necessarily meet face to face, but we do have this technology where we can meet together in a room, and we can Zoom and we can share our stories. And in many ways, we have an opportunity to reach many more people than we did before, and use less time, and it costs less money, and it can be almost as much fun. Let me say one thing though. It's never quite the same as meeting face to face. And whenever you get Life Plus people together in the same room, there is definitely a certain energy and a certain magic and a certain feeling that can't be replaced. And I can't wait till that time when we're together in the same room happens again. And hopefully it will be later this year. So I joined Life Plus in the year 2000. So yeah, that's over 20 years ago. And it's been quite some journey. And I will say this, that Life Plus has always been a rock of stability in my life and in the lives of other people. And it comes down to some of the things we've been hearing about, things that we focus on, which is having world-class products that help people to stay well, having an income opportunity that has no risk and is one that you can invite your best friends to be part of and not be ashamed of. We can be really proud of. But then also having that income opportunity and those products for the long-term future. Because at Life Plus, ever since day one, we have focused on not just 6 months or even 6 years, but we've focused on 10, 15, 20 years. And that's why Life Plus is that rock of stability. When I first joined the company, the founders said to me, Malcolm, your job is very simple. Your job is to take orders, ship product, and pay bonus checks on time. And still today, that's absolutely what we focus on. And we focus on making sure that we deliver world-class service, that we take the orders, ship the product, pay the bonus checks on time. And I'm really, really proud to say that throughout the whole of the challenge that 2020 set us in that reset year, we didn't miss a single day of delivering products, whether it was to Clara in Italy, whether it was Regina in Spain, anybody else in Switzerland or Germany, right across Europe. We were open every single day of the week. And for that, I'm exceedingly proud of our team. The other challenge that we've had, particularly in our crazy country, is there's been this little thing called Brexit. And Brexit is a crazy thing that's happening over here. I'm sure you've all heard about it. It's being done to us, but whatever, we've got a situation where we are now shipping all of our products out of the Netherlands. We have a warehouse in the UK, which we're going to start doing some shipping from again this week and the week after. But we now have 2 warehouses the same size, which mean that things like Brexit and the reset year are nothing but a bump in the road. And that's why I say Life Plus is nothing, is a real rock of stability for so many people in their lives. Strong and stable. And as we focus on the long-term future, we are here. We are so focused and dedicated to supporting Clara and her team and everybody else's commission check for the long-term future. And one reason I believe that is so important too is because we have more and more young people joining Life Plus. So as the younger generation join Life Plus, I mean, 20 years ago, they wouldn't even, I wouldn't have believed I would still be here, but here we are, Andrea. I can see Andrea Tums on my screen 20 years later doing our thing and enjoying the benefits of Life Plus. And the younger generation are looking for more flexibility and something to take to them, to their retirement, which is a long way off. And that's so important. One other thing that is so amazing, and I shared this statistic with a group of people earlier in the week, and that is that the first year that I joined Life Plus, so the year 2000, the number of products we shipped in the whole of that year, we now ship in less than 1 week. So in 20 years, we've seen not only strong and stable, but significant development and Wachstum, as the Germans would say, significant growth. Our vision, my vision, our focus is that by the year 2040, we will be shipping in 1 week what we ship in the whole of the year 2020, and maybe more. And maybe more. Why not more? Let's dream big. Let's help millions of people. But the point is that growth is for the next 20 years, not just the last 20 years. And that's what really excites me. Something that I heard somebody say earlier on today is that right now, we have in our hands a solution for so many people. We have products that people, everyone we love, should be taking vitamin D, zinc boost, immune formula, multivitamins, Omegold and proanthanols. As a minimum, those products will keep you as well as you can be. At the same time, we have a risk-free, wonderful income opportunity, one that we can be proud of, one that is unique. It has no investment, no risk. It's something really special that I share it with my friends. I don't have a PIN number, but I share it with my friends because everybody should be aware of it. And that's what's so important. And so right now, people need the products. People are looking for a plan B. Many people have a plan B already, but who'd have thought it throughout this year, as we come to the end, as we're past the end of 2020, at the start of 2021 now, there are many people, whether it's in travel, whether it's in hotels and catering, who wish they had a plan B right now. So my point is, you never know when your plan B becomes your plan A. And we have a huge opportunity just to take that Life Plus income and make it as big or as grand, as strong and stable, and help many, many people around the world to live a healthy and happy life. I am so excited about what we're all doing together. It's truly I believe it's a really special time that we're living in. 2020 has helped us to take stock, to stop, to think, this is important to me. Stop charging around, use the tools that we have at our disposal, live well, take products that think positively, get some sleep, drink good, clean water, hang out with people who matter to us. But at the same time, make sure we share the opportunity for good living with other people. We have a real opportunity right now to live a superb life. Remember to dream big, help other people, be the best you can be, and help others to do the same. And we are passionate, focused, and dedicated to having this opportunity here for the next 20 years and more. So thank you very much for your time this morning. It's a real pleasure to share my passion, our passion with you. And really, it is about us doing the right thing, helping one person at a time, and being that rock of stability and that beacon of optimism for so many people. So thank you very, very much. And I'll hand back to Regina, I guess. So thank you.
Yeah, Malcolm.
Well, I'll take over. Malcolm, thank you so much. I can only confirm what you said, and thanks very much for taking out the time. I've been with Life Plus for 20 years now. Yeah, I celebrated my 20th anniversary. I was 40 back then, and I started as young generation. I felt as young generation. Well, we will, of course, carry on for the next 20 years. But now the young generation is arriving, saying we need alternatives because the jobs we're being offered are not what we want. There's no depth. It's not about the personality. It's only about the function and making money. But here we've got something in our hands that is attractive for young people. Young people who are successful and who work in a disciplined way, because many have a sports background, so they know what exercising means. And the first speaker will actually Patrick Woods, a young man who will talk about the soap that we need. Yes, thank you, Matthias. Is allowed to speak, I would say. Well, my topic, creating free space for measurable results. And when I started with Life Plus, I quickly realized that Life Plus is my avenue into a self-determined and free future. But I also noticed that I still had some parking brakes applied to my life that want to be released. And to release them and simply have something new emerge in your life, you also have to part with old structures, thinking patterns and beliefs, and especially also, and this is very, very important, old habits. And I did this. I have worked a lot at myself and my old habits. And this is how early on, for example, I also cut down my working time in my regular job, not because I'm already so successful with Life Plus, but in order to become even more successful with Life Plus. This is precisely the topic, that you commit yourself and do the things that need to be done. And this is then also the second point of my topic, measurable targets, setting yourself measurable targets. I've always been a guy who set himself targets, but I think many, and this also happened to me, only go for the big targets, the result targets. That is, I want to reach this and this level, and I want to earn so and so much. I want to have such a team. This is the so-called result targets. I did this, and then what happens is that you simply hope it will happen. And now the point for me was to do this far more concretely. And I've set myself all different targets for this year, the so-called action targets. This is, I said to myself, what do I have to do every day to end up with this result at the end of the year? What are the steps to be done? So, for instance, if I want to reach the next level or beyond until the end of the year, I have to be perfectly clear about how many people I want to talk to daily. How many information talks do I wish to have in a week or month? And also document it in a measurable way myself. This is how I'm going to do to it, so I can do something for that big target every single day. And this is precisely the topic. Measurable targets that are concrete, that you can document, and that, above all, also have a deadline to them. So you can say, I want to have this done by that time. And all of this, if you sum it up, these are the small things that you need the free space for in your own life. Taking the responsibility of creating this free space for myself so that you can gradually achieve the big targets. And this also has a lot to do with structure, through structure to success. And in Felix Aguilar, we have a very well-known young man with us. He is an absolute role model for the structuring thing. And I think he will now tell us a few things about that now. Yes, thank you, Patrick. Definitely a great introduction. Perfect. I'm Felix, 22 years old, and sitting here with my cherished friend Bella. She's introduced to me to the whole concept over 3 years ago. For 3 years, I've now been with it, and this month I will reach the highest level here in the company. This means the diamond level. This has a lot to do with commitment, and this is why I'm already saying this up front. We're already over the hump, but yes, through structure to success. This is kind of my topic, being here now. And this is really about setting oneself clear targets. You first need a vision, a target. This is what Patrick just alluded to. And what do we need now to start with it in order to work in the structure? Well, actually, it's simple. We need a mobile, we need a product once a month. You can decide which one. And with these two elements in our shared target, we can work anywhere around the world. I'm a very communicative type, for example. This means I have obtained a bonus right the first month and always made some money with Life Plus. For example, I remember in September 2019, I think it was, I only had 1,000 IP in my team. The next month I said, I want to become silver. Then I had 7,000 IP in my team. So this means for 30 days, I really took to the phone every single day and made at least 10 contacts. This means I was able to move a lot myself, but especially if you want to really hit it big, then it's always a team effort. This means we have to duplicate our own activity. We have to show people that they do exactly and achieve what we've done. Simple activities. And this is where our IPAs, income-producing activities, have been quite known. I've been sending those to my mentor, Matthias Müller, every single day for a long time now. The income-producing activities, this month, I'm, of course, going full steam ahead. Every day, at least 10 contacts. Other months, it was 5 on average. And everything counts. That is countable. Keeping the focus every day. And my target really is to present the complete opportunity to as many people as possible. But in order to be able to present the complete opportunity, we have to invite these people first. As a first step, we have to invite these people, then present the complete opportunity to them, then really get them into the system step by step. And there I have two really big role models for me now in my own team. And this is Simone and Stefan. Simone underwent training with me in a social job, and I back then had this gut feeling. I had that gut feeling that she would be the right one. Nevertheless, we drove to the first event. I had two friends of mine and Simone with me in the car. And to me, hey, it was extremely important that my two friends do it, my buddy would do it, and whether Simone would do it, well, I had a good feeling, but not more. It proved right. The two friends are still product customers and want to start step by step now. Simone and Stefan jointly became Diamond a few months ago. This means before me, Diamonds, and who knows, maybe they'll turn one-star Diamonds this month. Great respects for the two. They're doing a super job. Therefore, I want to pass the floor to these two now, and they can surely give us some very good tips for being successful through structure. Also, many thanks for all the kind comments in the chat. Simone and Stefan, well, let's go. Perfect. Hello, everyone. Thanks. Today, I'm to start. Thanks, Felix. As Felix already said, I'm Simone, 24 years old, and I was introduced to the whole concept by Felix 3 years ago. And what was immediately clear to me is simply that I have to plan this long term and will not become a millionaire within 2 months, but that this really is a long-term thing. What Yannick also said before, this is not a sprint, but a marathon. And I understood this immediately, and this is why I got going. Yes, let's say after 2 years, my ace arrived, and we jointly decided now slightly over a year ago to hit it really big. And of course, also with speed. Yes, exactly. My name is Stefan Heim. I work all traditionally in an industrial company in Friedrichshafen. And I used to be in that hamster wheel, typically. And initially, I found it a little difficult. I needed some touch points. But then I entered through the health door because I'm a type 2 diabetic. And the product simply produced extreme effects in me. And I saw this is something I can fully support. And then last year, we visited the Active Week. And when I saw there how many people live a wonderful life with this, I decided for myself, I have to put down the throttle. I grasped this is my vehicle to freedom. And then in 1 year, we made Diamond and yes, we're doing this business with speed because I think for those people who realize and know that this is a tremendous opportunity, it also makes sense to commit oneself, to approach people and simply offer them this opportunity. Yes. And Simone and I have sponsored in this year some 100 people in the first line. There are 30 to 40 product consumers ordering every month who we support with everything we can and have, depending on the interest of these people. Then the second theme is also important, the support. People who really say, hey, I've understood it, the products also work for me. I can also see that this is a vehicle to freedom. To sit down with these people and make plans with them. Simply sit down and say, hey, why do you want to do it? Very important. How do you want to do it? When do you want to achieve it? How much time do you want to sacrifice for it? Or, well, invest rather. Well, this is how we proceed, and with intrinsic motivation. And it's also very important, of course, speed is not everything. People say it's a marathon, not a sprint. I say sprint. You need to combine it, a sprint with a marathon. This is ingenious. And this is what creates the pull, which makes people see it works. I'm reducing my working time to 28 hours now. Simone will probably never work again in her life. This is what it looks like now. This is a tremendous opportunity we have here. And it simply makes sense to offer it to the people. Exactly. And this is how we look after the people, and we like to introduce flame to them. This is how we proceed and do it with everything we have. Exactly. And I can quickly say, to conclude again about speed, yes, of course, we try to serve as an example. That is, we sponsor in our first line. Our aim is to sponsor at least 3 persons into the first line. This month it is already below 10. This means people also need that time. Not everyone maybe has that speed, and everybody occasionally suffers a setback or a situation forcing them to slow down. But when you're broad-based in the first line, the levels will compensate mutually. So when you have somebody who cannot go full speed that month, then the other one is probably highly motivated again. In this way, you can also support the people the way they exactly need it. And believe me, when you sponsor a lot, what will your downline do? They copy it and do the same. And this is also our hobby horse. We also share this with our people across all areas, both face-to-face or now also via social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. We use all of these channels and share it with the team. Exactly. You simply have to see people grow up in their reality, education, school training. And our task is to pull them out into our reality, to show them how it works and that it works. And with these words, I would like to conclude and pass the floor to Matthias and Neil again. Your topic is growth from everywhere, and therefore enjoy. And that was it from us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You are so high-powered. Growth from everywhere. You should mention maybe that you're a young family. You have the privilege that you can see your kids grow. Not everyone can do that because many people need a crash or a nanny. And you've done something really extraordinary. You've really acted as a role model. And when you're followed on Facebook and Instagram, then people actually do a thumbs up, and it's duplicatable what you do. Our topic is growth on the go. That's true. The more we move, the bigger the growth. Where you've never been, development starts. But I would like to look ahead to the future. And it's about Neil and myself. We got to know each other 11 years ago. And back then, I had reached the point where I really asked myself, what is my life? And I said, if we actually go out, then we have to live in networks. And this is Neil's topic. We build networks that we make a living on. In the past, we used to say we plant trees in the shadow of which we will sit. Now we build networks that will actually maintain whole families. My topic was the quality of the networks. The quality of networks will determine the quality of our lives. Networks will be as important, as valuable as gold, because this is where we meet people who share the same values. Here we can be ourselves. We don't have to simulate. You can go at your speed, and we nevertheless support each other. The difference, the diversity is so special about our network. Marvin already said it. They're traveling as well. They're on Bali. We're in Turkey. And the great thing about our network is that we're always taking our network along through social media. With Zoom, we're always in touch with our team. We have many, many Zooms. What better is there than to build such a network? Let me add, for everyone who's moving or leaving the country or emigrating, we need networks. We've always used them through languages, through communities, through family ties. But many things have changed in the era of individualizations. The networks have disappeared. So what we're doing is nothing but looking for networks again. And we were introduced to so many beautiful people in our network, and many very tight and close friendships formed, even marriages emerged. We also got to know each other through the network and got married. So follow the people who are where you want to be. And this is exactly what you can do in successful networks. Over to you, Matthias. The topic that is important to me, I've always been an entrepreneur, and entrepreneurs always look ahead of time. Well, Life Plus is the perspective. You can make money there. You can develop your personality. You have a community to trust. You can do something for your health status, and you can share. You can share with people. These are the pillars of our company. But what is the roof of our company? Personality or personal development. And this is exactly what we will need in future. Where are we headed? Well, entertainment, you've probably heard it. This is low budget entertainment. This is intelligence free TVs, news, for instance. And in the future, there will be edutainment, so a mixture of entertainment and education. This is what we do through network marketing for people who are prepared to follow personal development. Let's say if you actually work for 160 hours for 10 euros, if you work 80 hours for 10 years, then you're making 800 euros. And we're not working in 0 hours for 10 years, then you won't work anything. This is the life we're stuck in. And when people come to us and they need a perspective more than the 1,600 or the 800 euros. And it's in your hands. So work on your skills, become the better version of yourself, learn to talk to people. As Clara said it, over the next few years, we will make contacts through social media. And you can see that all the advertising that's coming in, it's perfectly natural that you make friends through the internet. The question is only, what do you tell the people? And if you are talking to somebody with a justified interest and you ask people, are you really affected by the crisis? Then 80% will tell you, yes, I'm affected by the crisis. And then you're simply asking, are you looking for a solution? Of course, you have to wait for the answer first. And then you say, okay, if you are looking for a solution, let's talk to each other. I'm going to show you what I'm doing with all of the advantages and the drawbacks. And then you decide, is it a fair job? And everybody has to answer with yes. And then you show them what you do. This is a fully fledged existence. In future, the jobs that made a living will be gone. So this is why it is so important to become self-employed. So this is your business existence for less than 100 euros as an investment. This is a unique opportunity. I used to be a building developer. How today I live. In 2003, I left it. I lost everything. My income was gone. I was ruined. Then I started networking with Life Plus. I had no idea about it. I made so many mistakes. And I learned from these mistakes. Today, I sort of know what network marketing is about, but I've never stopped learning. The company grew with us, has grown with us. Life Plus is growing. The big run for Italy, for France, for Spain, Life Plus was there. They helped us. They had weekly Zoom meetings, worked on the conditions. You're not on your own. The team, the quality of your networks, as Neil said, will determine the quality of your life. So, what good are the old networks? Your company colleagues who will probably lose their jobs, or your boss who will be gone soon. I read a report with a very tough message, but it's a reality. In Germany, it is expected that 800,000 companies will go bust if there are only 3 or 4 people looking for a new job. Just imagine these people in your downline. So try to work on yourself so that you can actually invite these people and help them understand how they can become self-employed. This is functional empowerment. So here we can enable people that allows them to enable other people. This is the evolutionary principle. It's like the propagation of cells and sharing of information. So please don't be afraid of money. The more people you have in your network, the more money you will automatically make. But if you're satisfied with 2,000 euros or 1,500, fine. Just hand it on because there's so many people out there who need money. No problem. But simply get started. Let me give you the secret, the babushka. You know this babushka? The doll that contains so many smaller dolls? All put them in one line and just imagine you are the biggest babushka doll and you're talking to the smallest ones. Then you're done because there is an end to it. And this is why the secret to network marketing is this little doll. And you look for the better, the bigger dolls who share the same interests, who share the same values in life. And this is how we build our network. So everybody stands the chance and prepared to do what needs to be done to really hit it big. And as I said, personal development, health, income, friends, networks with friends, and sharing. These are the pillars. Sharing is the new having. The more you share, the more you will have. And all of this under the roof of personal development, survival of the fittest. This was mentioned before. Those who will be able to adapt quickest to the situation will reap the biggest benefit for him or herself and not for themselves. It's a win-win situation. The more people you have in your team, the more happy people you've got, the more people make money, the more people will benefit from this network. I am convinced over the next 5 years, 500 million people will actually be a home-based, will do a home-based business. Why shouldn't they be in your home-based business? What do you have to offer? Would you be a good partner? Can you learn? Do you allow others to lead you? It's a win-win process. And you're part of an organism and everybody's mega, mega important. We love every single person in our diner, every single, we do not necessarily like everyone, but we love all of them. What we do here is forward looking. As Malcolm said, what will we do in 2040? Well, think about where would you like to be? Who would you like to be in 20 years from now? Where would you like to be? Who would you like to be in 5 years from now? what is your car when we're still allowed to drive? Or maybe you will even have your own plane. What will your living room look like? What friends will you have around your table? And are you doing the right thing? Do you really do what's necessary to achieve your aims? Chapeau to all of the leaders, especially the young leaders, because we learn from them that you have to work if you want to build. You have to assume responsibility. There is this victim role in universe. Everybody's to blame, and the Lord will save us. And there's the master class, and the master class is just assuming 100% responsibility for your own doing. And that was it. As you can see, I'm enthused about what we're doing. It saved my life. It helped me to get my wife. We've been together for 11 years. We're happily married. We have friends all over the world with Felix, with so many people. We're in touch. And we're in a good market. You can't actually persuade anybody. You can't actually trick and treat anybody. Just offer opportunities to those who are mature to understand the concept. It's not about selling products, it's about quality of life. And this includes community products, and it's also about passing on the good life plus idea. To conclude, always in mankind, there are good ideas, time and again, cropping up. Now it's our opportunity to have this great opportunity in our hearts and our heads. And now our task is what is in it for the idea that you exist. So how can you benefit other people with this great idea? On this note, let me conclude. I would like to thank each and every one of us to help others, help us to build your business. Because the more successful you are, the more people will be successful at all. Now, have a wonderful Sunday. A few things went wrong in the languages. We've already learned so much, and we have many, many years to learn. Thanks again to the organizers. Without you, without the team, it wouldn't have been possible. We have people listening in from everywhere, and they have something in their hands that people really need, and we have to pass it on. This is our code of honor. So all the best to you, and see you. Bye-bye. Thank you.